I don't know how to feel about that intro. But at least you can tell that I had fun on its craft. I've spent like 20 minutes on it. And before I was proud of every frame, but now I'm not so sure anymore. Anyway, how are you? I hope you had a spectacular week. I didn't, aside from finally having the opportunity to see No Time to Die. And it was one of the most awesome experiences that I had this year, because before I rewatched every single Daniel Craig Bond movie leading to this one, and I'm so happy I did it. This man reprised the role of 007 with such a classy, badass and meticulous approach, and it's so riveting to see the character's evolution through every film, containing hints and foreshadowing elements, especially in each opening credit scene that serves as a portrait of his mental state. Now I'm sad we've reached the final chapter, and because of that I decided to rank all the films on a single video. So yeah, let's start off with number 5, Quantum of Solace. As it ended, I was still trying to find solace after having to deal with its quick cut editing and overload of action sequences to cover a weird plot, but I still don't hate it like a lot of people do. It definitely has an unfinished script with glimpses of what it could have been, but let's be real here. Having to rewrite scenes and come up with new ones while shooting at the same time is an overwhelming process that can have a bad outcome. I don't think this is a Solace film, I just think that its production went through a very arduous process that ended up in improvisation and rushed ideas. But I do agree they should have risked and waited for a better opportunity to finish it. Coming up in number 4 we have Spectre. Batista kicking the table is my favorite moment in film history now. Spectre is an astonishing and well-directed film that I only have one issue with, that being the main villain. Christopher Waltz does a terrific job, but the writing for his character lacks a lot of crucial elements regarding his backstory with Bond. I feel that there's a lot of scenes that could have been cut from the runtime and replace them with flashbacks or hints at why he has such a strong vendetta against Bond. In number 3 we have No Time to Die. Story-wise, No Time to Die has its plot weaknesses, particularly when it comes to the main antagonist. It's the same problem that Spectre faced, but here the stakes feel much higher, and James Bond has such a weight on his shoulders that by the time it ended, it instantly clicked with me. The meaning of it all, the journey. The title No Time to Die isn't there just for the sake of marketing, like all the previous titles that hold their symbolisms, and I'm so glad that I decided to rewatch all the movies before going into this one, because there are so many references, be it in the music, the visuals, pieces of dialogue, even some moves within the outstanding choreography that serves as callbacks to previous moments. As I said, this movie isn't perfect, but seeing Bond go from an arrogant grown-up child to the James Bond we know after all these years, it's wonderful, and Daniel Craig is the man. In second place we have Skyfall. The title Skyfall has so many layers that enhance this story's value. For instance, after the events of Casino Royale, leading to this one, Bond has been trying to keep his heart steady. Bond at the beginning is mentally exhausted. His roof of glass is falling, letting all the emotional baggage fall upon him. He almost loses it, and as he seeks asylum, there's only one thing that gets him to come back. The only thing that gives him purpose. His job, which he struggles at first to find balance and focus on it, because again, his sky is falling upon him. And as this movie ends, his heart becomes more wounded, and a bigger attempt at being steady makes it an even more easy target. Now, the first place, the one and only Casino Royale. After all these years, this movie still gently plays poker with my mind. It has a marvelous screenplay with fastidious writing in pair with a masterful score by David Arnold that is visceral in every scene, emphasizing every bit of emotion that it's trying to evoke. In the final moments of the film, Bond says its iconic line.
The name's Bond. James Bond.
Which is the only moment where you hear him saying it. And it feels like, okay, first let me introduce myself and spend the runtime doing everything I can to earn that line. And the movie delivers on that. The best part here to pay attention to is without a doubt the dialogue. Every single interaction reaches the high notes of what it's trying to convey, especially in the relationship between Bond and Vesper. This character becomes a part of this series and shapes Bond in a way that contributes to so many character building moments, and I cherish how they always recall their relationship during the other films. This whole movie leads to such a powerful and emotionally draining outcome that marks the character forever. We see some someone that builds walls upon walls to face the outside world, and only one person has seen his vulnerable side, and once she's gone he gets infuriated and embarks on a journey of uncertainty looking for answers about whoever she was involved with. Mads Mikkelsen plays the best villain that Bond has ever faced. For one reason, he's far from generic, there's this subplot involving him and the reason behind why he's playing that poker game. And the movie captures pretty well his desperation through his acting and character outlines. He's so reserved plus very intimidating, but he's also just a man with fear that lost his position of power and is on a run for survival. That gives him more depth. I'm confident on this ranking, but I also wanna know yours. Leave a comment down below with your favorites. And if you found my channel and you like what I do here for some reason, consider subscribing and I'll see you in the next video. See ya. Let me just play the intro again, yeah. That intro, man. I have to play it again. It's so bad that it's so good.